Hey everybody, it's Rymagy and today I'm bringing you a tutorial on the half flip mechanic in Rocket League. Now everything to do with the half flip on this list will be covered in the video in order. I'll provide timestamps as well in the description in case there's any specific part you want to skip to. But anyways, we will get started first with the basic backflip stall and the aerial half flip. Now this tutorial is for all skill levels, however if some of you don't know what a backflip is, you basically hold L2, so you drive backwards, hold down on the left analog stick and double tap X, and that is a basic backflip. Once you've got the backflip down, we're going to move on to the backflip stall. So what this means is we're going to do a normal backflip motion, but midway through, just before the point where the bottom of your car is facing the ceiling of the stadium, we're going to hold up on the left analog stick. This will cause the bottom of your car to face the ceiling horizontally and you'll be stuck in a stall motion in the air. And once again with this slow motion you can see I will backflip, and before the point where my car is horizontal I will hold up on the left analog stick. It will take some time to get the timing down of the flip and of the stall, but once you do you should be able to get this motion consistently, and when you are, you know you're doing it right and that you're on for the next step. Now the next step is very simple. All we want to do is boost whilst we're stalling. So as soon as the bottom of your car is facing the ceiling, that's when you want to hold down boost and go far. Now, once you've got that sorted, which should be pretty easy, next step comes the air roll. Now most people have their buttons as L1, R1, square, just for a few examples. My one personally, my air roll is L1 here, and my power slide is also L1. But for the purpose of the half flip, add an air roll right or left, whichever button, add it, because as you can see here with my air roll right as square, it makes the final motion much easier. Now at the point where the car is facing the ceiling, you want to press your air roll right or air roll left button, as you can see in this video here. What that will do is it will complete the half flip motion at the best speed you can. So again, another slow motion here, where at the point where I'm facing the ceiling I will hold square, which is my air roll right button, and I'll do a swift motion where I put my car upright. Implementing both together can be a bit tricky, but it's important to remember that you only do them when the bottom of your car is facing the ceiling. As long as the bottom of your car is facing the ceiling and you're stuck in that stall motion, you can air roll whenever you want to. However, for the quickest half flip motion, you want to do it almost immediately. Now sometimes you will mess up, you will go a bit diagonal here, but that's okay because you only lose out on a couple hundredths of seconds. And even so, even if you do mess up, it's all about the recovery afterwards. Now depending on your skill level, this could take minutes, it could take hours, or it could even take days, but just keep at it and eventually you'll be able to do the air roll half flip. Now that we've done the air roll half flip, we're going to move on to the advanced one. Now first of all, you need to learn the diagonal backflip, which I'm sure everyone has, but if you haven't, you hold your left analog stick around 7:30 or 4:30 PM, and then you double tap X whilst reversing. So as you can see, you'll go around in a circle if you keep doing it. Now comes the tricky part. Instead of angling your left analog stick straight up, what you want to do is angle it to around 11 PM or 1 PM, whatever side you want. But it's important that you angle it so that it's not straight up, but just to the left or just to the right. So as you can see, I'm more comfortable with my controller doing it just to the left. It's not at 12 PM, but it's around 11:30. This one is a bit more tricky to perfect. It may take more time to get the angling down and the timing down, so don't be too harsh on yourself. Sometimes if you're a bit to the left or a bit to the right, your car will go diagonal, which is okay, because you can recover. As you can see from the examples I'm showing you, sometimes when I'm going too diagonally, I still am able to recover, like here, and get on. Whether you go to the left or to the right is all down to personal preference. For these examples, I go left because that's just my preferred way of doing a diagonal backflip. For those who go to the right, flip the analog and go from 4:30 to 12:30. Sometimes if you go too early, your car will go a bit to the side or a bit diagonal, but that's okay because as long as you can recover, then your half flip will still be fine. Once you get the motion sorted, it's all about the landing. The landing is just as key as performing the half flip to ensure that you can recover as quickly as you can. One final thing you guys can do is practicing the advanced half flip in ball cam. As crazy as it sounds, sometimes turning off ball cam can be detrimental to your time to recover. So in an instance, you need a half flip and recover whilst in ball cam. It's important to remember that no matter where you are on the field or where you're looking at the ball from, the controls remain exactly the same as if you're off ball cam. So, which one should you guys use? This for me comes down to personal preference. Doesn't matter which one you use, whatever you're more comfortable with, that's the one you want to use. Some pros may use the advanced half flip, some may use the aerial half flip, and some may not even know the others exist. So here's me and my friend Fable, where Fable in the red car is doing the aerial half flip, and I'm doing the advanced half flip, pretty sloppily it might be said. But yeah, we're just comparing how quick each one is, and to be honest, as you can see, sometimes even if you scuff up the half flip, the recovery is just as important. Now we'll be going on to the half flip against other recovery methods commonly used in all ranks of Rocket League. First up, we have driving around and front flipping. As you can see, just the turning part takes way too long and you recover way faster with the half flip. The jump and mid-air turn, which some people in lower ranks will use, is a bit more quicker, but not as quick as the half flip. And this is the same case with the power slide turning. However, as you can see here, with the backflipping is almost identical to the half flip. But there's one key, I guess you can say, disadvantage with the backflipping, and that's the fact that you can't really recover in a 1v1 situation if someone has the ball on top of their hood. As you can see here, I flick it over him, he can't recover, and I score a goal. And you'll see from my angle, I can see he's backpedaling, so I've just got an easy flick and an easy goal. But now, compare it to a half flip. My friend has already been able to recover and he stops the ball with a 50. As you can see on his screen, he does the aerial half flip, recovers, challenges, wins the 50, and he's on the ball now. And from my screen, it looks like he's going back and boom, he's able to stop me. So, I hope you've learned something new today. I hope you've learned how to half flip. It's going to take time, but eventually you want to be doing something like this, something nutty like this. That's the end goal, isn't it? To be able to recover, to be able to get out of sticky situations fast, and to be able to master the half flip. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks to my friend Aversa for helping out. His Twitter is in the description below. Hope you enjoyed. There's more of these coming soon, and goodbye.